Mr. Smithson. Don't know why adversaries can mine my metadata in that file I sent to Nevada. I'm nauseous all the time. It sits there like a thumbtack on a chair. Metadata, client confidences will shatter without care all the time. Keep checking all the time. When he asked for word, I thought it wouldn't matter, so I never heard about that metadata. Then that little turd exploited my errata. How could he act that way? Clients they found secrets by the score. Metadata gave it to them right on the platter. I keep explaining all the time, explaining all the time. I sent a fax, put the wrong number in. Counsel calls up and he says with a grin, I'll send it back and I won't even peek. But when he gets email files, he can use all his wiles. The lousy sneak. Damn, 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 damn. Technology will be the end of me. Can't go on. Every confidence is gone. Metadata. Now I sing this desperate cantata. Keep checking every time. Keep checking every time.
Well, several of you said you didn't know what metadata was, which is great, actually. I've had a couple of groups where everybody was metadata savvy. When I talked about metadata about 3 years ago, typically nobody in the room knew what it was about. Metadata is the stuff that's left on Word documents and actually on WordPerfect documents and also Acrobat documents as well, but mostly on Word documents that you don't see anymore. It's invisible data, and it's the data is, the information comes from the comments function or the text editing function, or when you show changes, things like that, as you do edits and put it all down, and then later on you make a copy of the document and send it out. All of those things written in the margin, all the edits you made, everything else is embedded in the Word document. And someone who has the right software or knows how to do it can find it. Now, most metadata is worthless, but some metadata includes confidences and privileged information, opinions, work products, stuff that can be very valuable and that you would not want to send to opposing counsel. Metadata was really sort of discovered by the legal profession in 2001, when New York put out the first legal ethics opinion about it and said that it was an obligation under their obligation of confidentiality of every attorney to protect confidences that might be in metadata. That is to say, you have an obligation to get metadata out of your Word documents if it contains any confidences or privileged information or secrets or anything else. Later on, having established, therefore, that it was the obligation of the person creating the document, later on, some very neat software turned up that let people extract metadata from Word documents. New York was quick to come out with another legal ethics opinion saying that it was per se unethical to use metadata mining equipment, that's what it's called, to use metadata mining equipment to get metadata out of documents that was inadvertently sent by an attorney who, by the other legal ethics opinion, was incompetently allowing it to be there in the first place. Since then, all sorts of things have changed. And I think the only way to understand the development of metadata rules from an ethics standpoint is to realize the changing role of technology in the legal profession. For a long, long time, technology, especially all the computer technology, was looked at as sort of bells and whistles and neat stuff, but you didn't really need it. And you could still find partners, graying around the temples at law firms saying, oh yes, all that stuff is neat. I let the young whippersnappers take care of that. I do things the old-fashioned way. Well, now every legal research, the entire management of a legal office, the way we get information, it all involves technology, all involves the internet, the web, and the computer. And I would argue that if you're really that ignorant about it, you probably at this point, are not meeting the 1.1 competence requirements of the ethics rules to practice law. In the past couple of years, the ABA and other jurisdictions have been alarmed by our lawyers being victimized by technology, using technology without understanding technology. Oops! You mean there's stuff in that Word document that I just sent? There was a very embarrassing circumstance where an attorney sent a billing statement to a client. The attorney didn't know about metadata, but the client did. Went into the billing statement and found all sorts of things that had been written on the margins saying, oh, we can double the amount of hours you spent on this. He'll never notice, and all sorts of stuff like that. This was embarrassing to the law firm.